Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak on a topic that might initially sound controversial: Stop Being Nice in 2025. Now, before anyone misinterprets this title, let me clarify it's not about advocating for rudeness, selfishness, or cruelty. Rather, it's a call to rethink what being nice means and to replace empty politeness with authenticity, courage, and meaningful action. We live in a world where being nice is often confused with avoiding conflict, people-pleasing, or staying silent when we should speak out. But as we move forward into 2025, we must realize that this kind of niceness isn't helping anyone. It's time to stop being merely nice and start being real, bold, and purpose-driven. Niceness and kindness are often perceived as similar traits, but their differences run deeper than most realize. Niceness is frequently rooted in a desire to maintain harmony, avoid conflict, or be well-liked, making it more about external appearances and pleasing others than genuine care or integrity. While niceness can make interactions smoother and temporarily reduce tension, it often comes at the cost of authenticity and long-term trust. Kindness, on the other hand, stems from a place of empathy, compassion, and a commitment to doing what is genuinely beneficial, even if it is uncomfortable or challenging in the short term. Understanding and embracing this distinction is crucial for personal growth, healthy relationships, and meaningful impact in 2025. When people are nice, they often prioritize saying what others want to hear or doing what keeps the peace, even if it means compromising their values or hiding their true thoughts. For instance, a nice person might avoid giving honest feedback to a friend or coworker to spare their feelings, even if the feedback could help them grow or improve. While this may seem considerate on the surface, it can prevent others from recognizing opportunities to learn and evolve. By contrast, a kind person would approach the situation with tact and empathy, offering constructive criticism in a way that acknowledges the person's feelings while still delivering the truth. Kindness, therefore, is about finding a balance between honesty and sensitivity, prioritizing long-term benefit over immediate comfort. Niceness also tends to be reactive rather than proactive. It often involves going along with the flow, avoiding disruption, or following social norms to avoid standing out or making waves. For example, someone might nod in agreement during a meeting even if they strongly disagree with what's being discussed, simply because they don't want to create conflict or appear confrontational. This behavior might maintain a sense of outward harmony, but it often leads to frustration, miscommunication, and a lack of progress. Kindness, however, requires courage. It involves speaking up when it matters, addressing issues directly, and offering solutions or perspectives that may initially be unwelcome, but are ultimately constructive. In this way, kindness drives growth and fosters genuine connections, while niceness merely maintains the status quo. Another critical difference lies in the motivations behind niceness and kindness. Niceness is often self-serving, even if unintentionally so. When people act nice, they may be seeking approval, avoiding rejection, or trying to fit in. This underlying motivation can lead to behaviors that are superficial or insincere, such as offering compliments that aren't genuine, agreeing to tasks they resent, or staying silent about issues that truly matter. Over time, this can lead to feelings of resentment, burnout, and a sense of disconnection from one's true self. Kindness, in contrast, comes from a place of selflessness and authenticity. It's not about seeking validation or avoiding discomfort, but about genuinely wanting to help, uplift, and support others, even if it requires effort or sacrifice. Niceness can also unintentionally enable harmful behavior or reinforce unhealthy dynamics. For example, by avoiding confrontation, a nice person might tolerate disrespectful or toxic behavior, sending the message that such actions are acceptable. In contrast, kindness involves setting boundaries and addressing problems head-on. A kind person would recognize that enabling harmful behavior is detrimental to everyone involved and would take steps to address the issue constructively. This could mean having a difficult conversation, enforcing consequences, or offering support to help the person change. While this approach may initially create tension or discomfort, it ultimately fosters healthier relationships and environments. In 2025, as the world becomes increasingly complex and interconnected, the need to prioritize kindness over niceness has never been greater. With global challenges such as social inequality, climate change, and political polarization, superficial niceness will not suffice. Real solutions require honest dialogue, collaborative problem solving, and a willingness to confront difficult truths, all hallmarks of kindness. By letting go of the need to be merely nice, we can cultivate deeper connections, foster mutual respect, and contribute to meaningful change in our personal lives and the world at large. Saying no is one of the most challenging yet liberating skills to master, and in 2025 it is more critical than ever. For many, saying yes has become a default response, often driven by a desire to be like, avoid conflict, or maintain a reputation for being agreeable. However, constantly agreeing to things you don't want, or don't have the capacity to handle comes at a significant cost. It can lead to burnout, resentment, and a loss of control over your own time and priorities. Learning to say no is not about being selfish or uncaring. Rather, it is about respecting your own boundaries and aligning your commitments with your values and goals. The root of the problem often lies in the societal pressure to please others. We are taught from an early age that saying no is rude or uncooperative, and this belief carries over into adulthood. Whether it's at work, in social circles, or within family dynamics, there is a persistent fear that saying no might damage relationships or lead others to think less of us. This mindset traps us in a cycle of overcommitment where we take on tasks or agree to plans we don't truly want simply to avoid disappointing others. While this might make us appear nice on the surface, it often leaves us feeling drained, unfulfilled, and even resentful. The ability to say no is an act of self-respect. It sends a clear message that your time, energy, and well-being are valuable. By saying no when necessary, you reclaim control over your life and make room for the things that genuinely matter. For instance, imagine being asked to take on an extra project at work. If you're already at capacity, agreeing to the project might lead to stress, reduced performance, and a sense of overwhelm. On the other hand, politely declining the request allows you to maintain your focus on existing priorities and deliver high-quality work without compromising your health. Saying no is not about shirking responsibility, but about making deliberate choices that align with your abilities and commitments. Saying no also fosters authenticity. When you agree to something reluctantly or out of obligation, your lack of enthusiasm often becomes apparent. This can lead to half-hearted efforts or strained interactions, which ultimately do more harm than good. By contrast, a genuine no expressed respectfully preserves honesty and trust in your relationships. People may not always like hearing no, but they are more likely to appreciate your sincerity and reliability over time. Moreover, saying no to what doesn't serve you enables you to say yes to opportunities that truly align with your values and goals. This creates a sense of purpose and fulfillment that is impossible to achieve when your time is consumed by obligations you didn't want to take on in the first place. Of course, saying no can be intimidating, especially when dealing with authority figures, close friends, or family members. The key is to communicate your refusal with empathy and clarity. For example, instead of a blunt no, you might say, "I really appreciate you thinking of me, but I'm unable to commit to this right now due to other priorities." This response acknowledges the other person's request while affirming your boundaries. It is possible to decline without being dismissive or rude, and mastering this balance is essential for maintaining healthy relationships while staying true to yourself. The ability to say no is also vital for long-term mental and emotional well-being. Overcommitting can lead to chronic stress, which affects not only your productivity but also your health and happiness. In 2025, as the pace of life continues to accelerate and demands grow more complex, managing your energy and mental resources no longer optional, it's essential. Saying no allows you to focus on self-care, recharge when needed, and approach your responsibilities with clarity and enthusiasm. Learning to say no is not an act of defiance, but an act of empowerment. It's about recognizing your own limits, valuing your time, and making intentional choices that align with your priorities. In 2025, let's embrace the power of no, not as a rejection of others, but as an affirmation of ourselves. By doing so, we can lead more balanced, fulfilling lives and set an example for others to follow. Saying no when it matters is not just a skill, it's a gift to yourself and those around you. Valuing honesty over approval is one of the most transformative shifts you can make in 2025. While seeking approval is a natural human tendency, it often leads to prioritizing external validation over internal alignment. Many people fall into the trap of saying or doing what they believe others want to hear or see, fearing rejection or conflict if they express their true thoughts. This might seem harmless in the short term, but in the long run, sacrificing honesty for approval undermines authenticity, creates misunderstandings, and erodes self-respect. By prioritizing honesty, even when it's uncomfortable, we foster stronger relationships, personal growth, and meaningful change. The need for approval often comes from a place of fear of being disliked, misunderstood, or excluded. In our desire to be nice and avoid discomfort, we may find ourselves agreeing to things we don't believe in, withholding our true opinions, or sugarcoating difficult truths. For instance, in a workplace setting, an employee might refrain from sharing a critical observation about a project, worried that doing so might upset colleagues or superiors. While this preserves short-term harmony, it can lead to larger problems such as missed opportunities for improvement or unresolved inefficiencies. Similarly, in personal relationships, avoiding honesty to keep the peace can lead to unspoken resentments or unmet needs, ultimately weakening the connection. Honesty, on the other hand, is the foundation of trust. When you communicate openly and authentically, you show others that you are reliable and genuine. People may not always agree with your perspective, but they will respect your willingness to speak the truth. This honesty creates clarity, reduces misunderstandings, and fosters a deeper sense of connection. Imagine a friend who consistently gives you thoughtful, constructive feedback, even when it's not what you want to hear. Over time, you are likely to value their input because you know it comes from a place of care and integrity. Similarly, when you prioritize honesty in your interactions, you build a reputation for being someone who can be trusted to speak the truth. Valuing honesty over approval also strengthens your sense of self. Constantly seeking approval requires you to adapt your behavior and opinions to match what you think others want. This can lead to a sense of disconnection from your own values and beliefs. In contrast, embracing honesty allows you to express who you truly are, aligning your actions with your principles. This alignment fosters self-confidence and inner peace, as you no longer need to second-guess your choices or worry about whether you are being liked enough. Instead, you can focus on being respected for your authenticity and integrity. Of course, being honest does not mean being blunt or harsh. The way you deliver honesty matters as much as the honesty itself. Constructive and empathetic communication ensures that your truth is not only heard, but also received in a way that promotes understanding. For example, rather than saying your idea won't work, you might say, I see where you're coming from, but I think there might be some challenges we need to address before moving forward. This approach respects the other person's perspective while still conveying your honest opinion. Choosing honesty over approval also empowers you to address issues proactively. When you avoid sharing your true thoughts or feelings, problems tend to fester and grow. Whether it's a workplace challenge, a relationship conflict, or a personal struggle, confronting the issue directly with honesty allows for resolution and growth. It may be uncomfortable in the moment, but it prevents long-term complications that arise from avoidance or dishonesty. Honesty is not about seeking conflict, but about preventing the silent buildup of tensions that can lead to greater harm. In 2025, the world needs more honest voices. From societal challenges to personal relationships, authenticity and truth-telling are essential for meaningful progress. Valuing honesty over approval doesn't mean disregarding others' feelings or perspectives. It means prioritizing clarity, trust, and alignment with your values. By doing so, you not only strengthen your relationships, but also contribute to environments where openness and growth are encouraged. In a world that often rewards superficial niceness, the courage to be honest is a powerful tool for creating real, lasting change in 2025, embracing the principles of resilience, authenticity, self-care, and social justice are critical for not only personal growth, but also for creating a positive impact on the world around us. Each of these elements plays a significant role in navigating the challenges of the modern world where rapid change, uncertainty, and social issues require a proactive and mindful approach. By focusing on these 4 key points, we can foster healthier individuals, stronger communities, and a more just society. Below are 4 expanded key points that will guide individuals toward a more balanced and impactful life in the coming years. Resilience and adaptability in a changing world. One of the most valuable traits to cultivate in 25 is resilience. The modern world is filled with uncertainties, including climate change, economic fluctuations, political unrest, and rapid technological advancements. To thrive amidst these challenges, we must be able to adapt, learn from setbacks, and bounce back from adversity. Resilience is not just about surviving difficult times, but growing stronger as a result. It requires developing a mindset that views challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to be avoided. When faced with adversity, resilient individuals maintain optimism, take proactive steps to solve problems, and seek support from others. Moreover, resilience involves flexibility, the ability to pivot and adapt to new circumstances. Whether it's coping with a career change, overcoming personal loss, or managing societal shifts, resilient individuals are equipped to maintain their well-being and thrive in the face of change. In 2025, we must prioritize resilience-building techniques like mindfulness, stress management, and emotional intelligence to cope with life's unpredictability. The power of authenticity in building meaningful relationships. Authenticity is another crucial element in leading a fulfilling life in 2025. With the rise of social media and an increasingly image-driven culture, the pressure to present an idealized version of ourselves can be overwhelming. However, true happiness and fulfillment come from embracing our authentic selves, flaws and all. Authenticity involves being honest with oneself and others, expressing our true emotions, and making choices that align with our core values. When we show up as our true selves in relationships, whether personal or professional, it allows for deeper connections based on trust, vulnerability, and mutual respect. In contrast, when we hide behind a mask or try to conform to others' expectations, we may experience a sense of emptiness or disconnection. In 2025, it is more important than ever to embrace authenticity in all areas of life. By being genuine and true to who we are, we foster relationships that are meaningful, supportive, and grounded in mutual understanding. This authenticity not only enhances our personal connections, but also empowers us to pursue careers and lifestyles that reflect our passions and values. Self-care is a pillar of well-being in a world that often prioritizes productivity and achievement over well-being. Self-care is becoming a necessary practice to maintain both mental and physical health. Self-care is not just about occasional pampering, but about integrating healthy habits into our daily lives. In 2025, people are facing increasing stress, burnout, and anxiety due to demanding work schedules, societal pressures, and the constant flow of information. Taking the time to care for ourselves, whether through exercise, adequate sleep, relaxation, or pursuing hobbies, prevents burnout and improves overall well-being. Self-care also includes setting boundaries, saying no when necessary, and ensuring we do not sacrifice our health for the sake of others or external obligations. Prioritizing self-care allows individuals to recharge, focus on personal growth, and perform better in both their personal and professional lives. Additionally, self-care nurtures emotional health, as practices like mindfulness, journaling, or therapy can help individuals process their emotions and cultivate resilience. By committing to self-care, we ensure that we are strong, healthy, and equipped to face life's challenges with energy and purpose. Standing up for social justice and equality. Standing up for social justice and equality is a responsibility that is more important than ever in 2025. As global awareness of social issues like inequality, climate justice, and human rights grows, individuals are increasingly called upon to take action and advocate for change. Standing up against injustice can take many forms, from engaging in activism to speaking out in personal conversations or supporting organizations working for positive change. One of the key aspects of advocating for social justice is recognizing and using one's privilege to amplify the voices of those who are marginalized or oppressed. This requires a commitment to listening, learning, and acting in ways that promote fairness and equality. It also involves standing up against harmful systems and practices, whether in the workplace, communities, or governments. In 2025, we must focus on making tangible changes that support diversity, equity, and inclusion, while also confronting systemic issues that perpetuate injustice. Taking action, whether through voting, volunteering, or supporting policies and leaders who prioritize social justice, helps create a world where everyone can live with dignity and respect. The future of our societies depends on our collective efforts to dismantle inequality and create more inclusive, compassionate communities. Resilience, authenticity, self-care, and social justice are not just ideals to strive for. They are necessary practices that will shape the future of individuals and societies. As we navigate the complexities of 2025 and beyond, it is essential to build our ability to adapt to change, foster genuine relationships, take care of our well-being, and stand up for justice. By prioritizing these key principles, we can create a more balanced, meaningful, and impactful life while contributing to positive societal transformation. Standing up against injustice is a responsibility that requires courage, empathy, and determination. In 2025, as social, economic, and environmental challenges grow increasingly complex, the importance of speaking out against inequality, discrimination, and harmful practices cannot be overstated. However, it is often tempting to remain silent in the face of wrongdoing, particularly when confronting it feels uncomfortable or inconvenient. Many people choose niceness, staying quiet or neutral, to avoid conflict or protect their image. While this may preserve superficial harmony, it perpetuates harm and allows injustices to thrive. To create a fairer, more equitable world, we must prioritize action over comfort and have the courage to confront what is wrong, even when it disrupts the status quo. Silence in the face of injustice is not neutrality, it is complicity. Choosing not to act or speak out indirectly supports the systems, behaviors, or individuals causing harm. For example, consider witnessing discriminatory behavior in the workplace. Staying silent might feel like the easier path, avoiding confrontation or backlash. However, this silence communicates to others, both the victim and the perpetrator, that such behavior is acceptable or unimportant. On the other hand, addressing the issue, whether by reporting it to leadership, confronting the individual, or supporting the victim, sends a clear message that discrimination will not be tolerated. Taking a stand is not always easy, but it is a crucial step toward fostering environments where justice and equity prevail. Standing up against injustice also involves acknowledging privilege and using it to amplify marginalized voices. Privilege can take many forms, be it based on race, gender, economic status, or social standing. Those who benefit from privilege have a unique opportunity to use their platform, influence, or resources to advocate for those who are less represented or heard. For example, a senior leader in an organization can address systemic biases in hiring practices, or an influencer can spotlight grassroots movements fighting for social change. These actions, though they may seem small, create ripples that can lead to broader societal shifts. It is not enough to passively benefit from privilege. Actively working to dismantle inequality is essential. One of the reasons people hesitate to confront injustice is fear of backlash, fear of being misunderstood, or fear of standing alone. However, courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. In moments where you feel hesitant to speak out, remember that your voice has power. A single action can inspire others to join you, creating a collective effort that drives change. Movements throughout history, civil rights, women's suffrage, have been propelled forward by individuals who dared to challenge the norms and demand better. Their courage demonstrates that even small acts of resistance can build momentum and transform societies. It is important to recognize that standing up against injustice is not always about grand gestures or public demonstrations. Often it is the quiet or consistent actions that make a difference. This could mean calling out a harmful joke among friends, supporting ethical businesses, voting for leaders who prioritize equity, or educating yourself and others about systemic issues. These everyday actions reinforce your commitment to justice and contribute to long-term cultural shifts. Change doesn't always happen overnight, but sustained efforts create an environment where fairness and inclusion become the norm rather than the exception. Standing up against injustice also requires empathy and listening. It is essential to understand the perspectives and experiences of those directly affected by the issues you are addressing. This involves actively seeking out their stories, engaging in meaningful dialogue, and respecting their voices. Advocacy should never overshadow or replace the voices of those you are trying to support. Instead, it should amplify and uplift them. For instance, rather than speaking over marginalized communities, use your platform to share their messages, provide resources, or create opportunities for them to lead the conversation. In 2025, as we navigate a world increasingly shaped by technology, globalization, and social change, standing up against injustice is not just a moral imperative, it is a necessity. The interconnected nature of our world means that injustices in one area often ripple outward, affecting others in ways we may not immediately see. Addressing these issues requires collective effort, sustained commitment, and the willingness to disrupt comfort for the sake of progress. By choosing to act rather than remain silent, we can contribute to a world where fairness, equality, and dignity are not just ideals but lived realities for all. Let us embrace this responsibility with courage and determination. Practicing authenticity is one of the most powerful ways to build meaningful relationships and lead a fulfilling life in 2025. In a world that constantly encourages us to conform, wear masks, and present idealized versions of ourselves, being authentic can feel like a revolutionary act. However, authenticity is essential for creating genuine connections, fostering self-acceptance, and achieving personal and professional success. When we prioritize being true to ourselves, we not only build stronger relationships with others, but also cultivate inner peace and confidence that allow us to navigate life with clarity and purpose. At the heart of authenticity lies the courage to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is often misunderstood as weakness, but in reality it is the foundation of emotional connection and growth. Being authentic means allowing yourself to show up as you are, imperfections, insecurities, and all without fear of judgment or rejection. It involves expressing your thoughts, emotions, and desires openly, even when doing so makes you feel exposed or uncertain. In relationships, this kind of vulnerability fosters trust and intimacy. When we allow others to see us for who we truly are without the filters of social expectation or fear of disapproval, we invite them to do the same, creating a space for deeper, more meaningful connections. Authenticity also means embracing your uniqueness and rejecting the pressures to conform. Society often promotes standards of beauty, success, and behavior that are unrealistic and limiting. In many ways, we are conditioned to fit into predefined boxes, whether it's related to career paths, lifestyle choices, or how we express our identity. However, living authentically requires stepping away from these societal expectations and embracing what makes us different. When you stop trying to fit into someone else's mold and instead embrace your individuality, you open up the possibility for personal fulfillment. This doesn't mean disregarding the needs or feelings of others, but rather aligning your actions with your true values, interests, and passions. In doing so, you create a life that is uniquely yours, filled with purpose and satisfaction. One of the most important aspects of practicing authenticity is being honest with yourself. Too often, people avoid confronting their true desires, fears, and weaknesses because doing so feels uncomfortable or challenging. However, self-awareness and self-honesty are key to living authentically. This process requires introspection, reflection, and sometimes facing difficult truths about ourselves. It might mean acknowledging areas in our lives where we are not being true to ourselves, whether it's staying in a relationship that no longer serves us, pursuing a career that doesn't align with our passions, or suppressing our emotions to please others. When we stop lying to ourselves and begin to accept who we are flaws, and all we create the foundation for personal growth and authentic living. Living authentically also means setting boundaries. To truly be yourself, you must protect your energy and preserve your mental and emotional well-being. This often requires saying no to things that drain you, whether they are toxic relationships, unfulfilling commitments, or environments that stifle your growth. Setting healthy boundaries is not about being selfish. Rather, it's about recognizing that you are responsible for your own happiness and well-being. By being clear about what you will and will not tolerate, you create a space where you can thrive and be the best version of yourself. Boundaries are a vital part of authenticity because they ensure that you are not compromising who you are to please others or conform to outside expectations. Another key element of authenticity is self-compassion. Being authentic means accepting yourself fully, acknowledging your mistakes, learning from them, and forgiving yourself along the way. Self-compassion allows you to be kind to yourself when you make errors, face setbacks, or experience doubts. It involves treating yourself with the same understanding and care that you would offer a close friend. This self-acceptance frees you from the pressure to be perfect and allows you to embrace life's imperfections with grace. When you practice self-compassion, you can face challenges with resilience and continue moving forward with authenticity and confidence. Authenticity is essential for meaningful growth. When you live authentically, you open yourself up to new opportunities for self-improvement, learning, and transformation. Authenticity is a dynamic, ongoing process. It's not about achieving perfection, but rather continuously striving to align your actions with your values and desires. When you embrace authenticity, you are more likely to take risks, step outside of your comfort zone, and pursue the goals that resonate with you. This willingness to be true to yourself fosters an environment of personal development where you can constantly evolve, adapt, and expand into the person you were always meant to be. In 2025, as we continue to face a rapidly changing world, the importance of authenticity cannot be overstated. It allows us to navigate life with clarity, confidence, and a sense of purpose. By practicing authenticity, being vulnerable, embracing our uniqueness, being honest with ourselves, setting boundaries, practicing self-compassion, and committing to continuous growth, we can create lives that are rich with meaning, connection, and fulfillment. Ultimately, authenticity is not just a way of living, it is the key to a more rewarding and impactful life. Developing resilience in 2025 is more critical than ever as we navigate an increasingly complex and unpredictable world. Resilience is the ability to adapt to adversity, bounce back from setbacks, and continue moving forward with strength and determination. The challenges we face today, whether personal, social, or global, demand that we cultivate resilience to thrive in an environment that can feel overwhelming at times. Resilience is not an inherent trait, but rather a skill that can be developed with intention and practice. Below are 7 key aspects of resilience and how they can be nurtured in our lives. One of the foundational elements of resilience is cultivating a growth mindset. A growth mindset refers to the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. In contrast to a fixed mindset, which assumes that our capabilities are static, a growth mindset empowers us to view challenges as opportunities for learning and growth. In 2025, where the pace of change is accelerating, adopting a growth mindset is essential to adapting to new situations and overcoming difficulties. By reframing setbacks as learning experiences rather than failures, we become more adaptable and capable of facing adversity with a positive outlook. This mindset encourages perseverance, which is a key component of resilience. Another crucial aspect of building resilience is fostering emotional regulation. Emotions can often overwhelm us, especially in stressful or challenging situations. Resilient individuals know how to manage their emotions, preventing them from taking control in moments of difficulty. Emotional regulation involves recognizing and understanding one's emotions, expressing them healthily, and not allowing them to dictate our actions. In 2025, with the constant stream of information and external pressures, being able to pause, reflect, and regulate one's emotional responses is vital for mental and emotional stability. Techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, and deep breathing exercises can help individuals develop emotional resilience by creating space between a stimulus and their response, allowing for more thoughtful, controlled actions. Social support plays an integral role in resilience. No one can navigate life's challenges alone, and resilient individuals recognize the value of connecting with others for support, guidance, and encouragement. Building a strong network of relationships, whether with family, friends, mentors, or colleagues, provides emotional comfort and practical assistance during times of hardship. In 2025, when many people feel disconnected due to digital communication or geographic distance, it's more important than ever to prioritize face-to-face interactions and cultivate meaningful relationships. Having people to lean on during difficult times helps us process emotions, gain perspective, and feel less isolated. Resilience thrives in communities where individuals support one another and share strength. Optimism is a cornerstone of resilience. Maintaining hope in the face of adversity can make all the difference when it comes to bouncing back from difficult situations. Optimism is not about ignoring reality or pretending everything is fine, but rather about maintaining a positive outlook despite challenges. Resilient individuals are able to focus on the potential for growth and improvement, even in the face of hardship. Cultivating optimism involves practicing gratitude, acknowledging small victories, and focusing on the things that are going well rather than dwelling on the negatives. In 2025, with so many global challenges at the forefront, cultivating optimism is crucial for keeping morale high and motivating ourselves and others to continue moving forward. Another key factor in resilience is problem-solving skills. Life is full of obstacles, and resilient individuals have the ability to analyze problems, come up with solutions, and take action. Effective problem-solving requires a balance of creativity, logic, and adaptability. When faced with a challenge, resilient individuals assess the situation, explore various options, and implement a solution that moves them toward their desired outcome. In 2025, when technology and societal changes are transforming industries and daily life, the ability to problem solve is essential for adapting to new realities. Resilient individuals are not overwhelmed by problems. They tackle them with a proactive and strategic mindset, confident that solutions are within reach. Self-care is another critical component of resilience. It's easy to overlook the importance of self-care when life becomes overwhelming, but it's essential for maintaining the energy, focus, and strength required to overcome adversity. Taking care of one's physical, mental, and emotional well-being ensures that we are equipped to handle stress and setbacks when they arise. Regular exercise, healthy eating, quality sleep, and relaxation are all vital for sustaining resilience. In 2025, where many people experience burnout and exhaustion from juggling multiple responsibilities, self-care is a necessary practice to maintain resilience. It's essential to recognize that taking time for oneself is not selfish. It is an investment in one's ability to cope with challenges and remain effective in the face of difficulty. Cultivating a sense of purpose and meaning in life is a powerful resilience booster. When we have a clear sense of purpose, we are more likely to persevere through hard times because we are driven by something larger than ourselves. Resilient individuals are often motivated by their values, goals, and a sense of contribution to the world around them. Having a sense of meaning in life helps individuals weather storms because it provides a deeper reason for enduring hardship. In 2025, with increasing societal challenges, it's vital for people to reflect on what truly matters to them and align their actions with their core values. This sense of purpose can be a powerful anchor during turbulent times, helping individuals stay grounded and focused on long-term goals. Building resilience is an ongoing process that requires intentional effort and practice. In 2025, resilience is more important than ever as we face personal, social, and global challenges. By cultivating a growth mindset, emotional regulation, social support, optimism, problem-solving skills, self-care, and a sense of purpose, we can navigate adversity with strength and perseverance. Resilience enables us to not only survive life's difficulties, but to thrive in spite of them, emerging stronger and more capable with each challenge we face. 2025 calls for a shift in how we approach life's challenges, emphasizing resilience, authenticity, self-care, and standing up against injustice. By embracing a growth mindset, emotional regulation, and the power of vulnerability, we can cultivate deeper connections, foster personal growth, and navigate adversity with strength. The world demands that we live authentically, setting boundaries and honoring our individuality, while maintaining our well-being through self-care and healthy relationships. Resilience empowers us to tackle obstacles head-on, while optimism and problem-solving skills help us find solutions in the face of uncertainty. Moreover, prioritizing self-care ensures that we remain strong in mind, body, and spirit, enabling us to thrive even amid the pressures of modern life. As we move forward, let us commit to acting with courage, compassion, and authenticity, ensuring we create a more just, resilient, and meaningful world for ourselves and others.